Listen, 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 listen. That's all I asked for from you, George South, was for you to listen. And it was too much to ask for, wasn't it? You couldn't just shut up and listen, could you, George? So I took it upon myself to deliver my message one way or the other, and that's exactly what I did. I left you laying in the middle of the ring, George, and I left the Benton Convention Center with blood on my hands. And the blood that was on my hands was not mine. No, it was yours, George. It was your blood on my hands. And as I sat there and I looked at your blood on my hands, George, I thought to myself how good it felt. How good it felt, George. It felt so good to finally take from you somebody, George, like yourself, that for the last 40 years you've just taken and taken and taken and taken and taken and taken from this wrestling industry and gave nothing back. It felt good to finally take from you, George. And I want to take more from you, George. I would have taken more from you, George, had it not been for your punk kid, George South Jr., the coward, the backfighter. But that's what your family is, George. The South family, you're all nothing but a bunch of cowards, which brings me to this Sunday, the Bunkhouse Brawl. Come dressed as you are. Anything goes. No holds barred. They say it's like war. Well, you know what they say about war. Those who win the war get to tell the story. And the guys that I choose to go to war with, the greatest tag team in AML wrestling history, the Dawsons, my brothers, my family, my little brother, Colby Carino, we will go to war together. And after this Sunday, we look forward to surviving and telling our story. We're going to tell the story for years to come about how we sent George South Jr. back into obscurity, back to his shoot job at a Jiffy Lube somewhere, never to be seen or heard from again. We're going to tell the story about how we finally exposed those imposters that call themselves the Extreme Horsemen, C.W. Anderson and Preston Quinn. And we are going to tell the story about how we finally broke Mr. Number One George South. And we took from him, and we took from him, and we took from him until he had nothing left. George, you want to talk about the American dream, Dusty Rhodes, and the hat that he gifted you for surviving the Bunkhouse Stampede. You talk about Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes once said, it's about hard times, George. Your 40-year career, the sacrifices you've made for your family, leaving your son at home, all the miles, all the injuries, all the time away, all the hard times. No, you don't get it, George. You ain't seen hard times yet. The hard times that you've been through pale in comparison to the hard times you will go through this Sunday. We are going to break you until you have nothing left. I would wish you luck, but it's a little late for that. And that's hard times.